All right, so in the last episode, we managed to get through a whole bunch of different things and eventually landed here. George continued on to try to find the secret treasure that we were looking for, this stone that was buried by this pirate, not pirate, Captain Ketch, I believe. And we found our way, strangely, into a movie set. I really enjoyed the twist here, by the way. I thought that was quite funny. Um, Now, I'm assuming that the solution to the puzzle that I'm about to explain is quite obvious, and maybe I'll figure it out as I'm explaining it. But I will tell you, the last stream we were working on this, I was wiped. Like, there was a moment, like, as soon as we got here and started talking to people, I was like, boy, I'm a little tired. And I think that might have been impairing me quite a bit. Now, good news is we're loaded up with green cola. So I should have a lot more caffeine than normal at this point, which is probably bad for my sleep, but you know, we'll move on from there. A quick review of our current inventory. You can see it here. A lot of this stuff we've carried over from previous sessions, but
it was a stale bun which could easily have passed for a rock.
we do have this stale bun, which has, you know, again, as George mentioned, is similar to a rock. We do have this pancake, which is covered in maple syrup.
It was a pot of maple syrup.
It looks like a paint can, doesn't it? It's very interesting.
It was a pancake covered in maple syrup.
And the rest of this stuff I think we've brought over from earlier playthroughs. By the way, if you have not watched any of the earlier sessions and you are interested in doing so and kind of don't want to join in progress, totally understandable. You can find the playlist of this particular playthrough on that Google Sheet up here, as well as the rest of my playthroughs that I've done in the past. If for whatever reason that tickles your fancy, feel free to do that. And I also updated my YouTube page to actually have that in a normal place on the front page, so you can also just scroll down on the YouTube page, which you can find there. All right, enough shelling out, or shilling is the word. Let us dive in to the game. So yeah, we've got this, to explain the space a little bit. We've got this, I guess this is a set of some kind. This is a stockade. They're shooting a pirate movie here. And yeah, they've got a stockade, a drawbridge. Ooh, excuse me, very kindly there. With a moat, and there is forest on either side. We came from over here, I believe. We kind of, yeah, this exit here.
Not such a good idea.
So it doesn't want to leave, but we came through, you know, basically the brush to get all the way out here. Yeah, Treasure Island, that is exactly it. Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, welcome back, Spade. Yeah, we had a brief internet outage, as is tradition, unfortunately. But welcome back. Yeah, we're just switched over to Broken Sword, so you haven't missed any broken swording quite yet. But yeah, we've got these things. So we've got two kind of
I couldn't see any way of
here.
lowering the drawbridge, or any reason for wanting to. I didn't think Hawks would want me roaming about in the stockade. More Davy Crockett than Long John Silver.
Ooh, excuse me.
The drawbridge was up.
The big yawn there. So this arrow here, I think, brings us around the back. I'm just going to double check that. We can check the moat,
The
actually.
stockade was surrounded by a dry moat filled with sharp wooden stakes. No way was I going to try and jump it. Those stakes looked real.
So the moat is kind of interesting to me. I don't know if I've really played around with the moat much. Nope, I used it on the stockade, didn't I? I don't know. It's something interesting about it. We got a music sting there. Excuse me, which might be of interest, but yeah. How was the caves? Caves were good. Caves were good. Got another PB. I managed to move into second place on the board, which is exciting. In the sum of best, actually still have live split over here, has moved down to 10-18. So I think it was like 10 48 when we started today, so massive improvements. Um, massive improvements. So really good stuff. And the only other thing I think you may have missed is I did a little brief emote update talk. I'll post some stuff in the Discord on it, as to not jump into it again. But I've got a few new emotes that I'd like to get some feedback on, as well as we'll need to replace some old ones. Should be like the new ones, etc. Yeah, we go around the back here. There's nothing that I am aware of in the background. Again, forest, nothing we can do in here. There has been a note of if we go into the forest, the bugs are crazy, and then anybody that has like the sugar should set off the bugs, etc. It's kind of like that. I feel like we're getting nudged in that direction a little bit, but that's that. We do have this bush here. The bush inside of it has a hornet's nest, if I recall.
There was a hornet's nest somewhere in that bush.
Cool. So one thing I know we can do is we can throw the bun in there, and it makes the hornet's nest set, as you'd expect. Loud buzzing.
Those hornets were not pleased.
So, off the bat, I'm curious if we need to just do something with the buns. The bun itself. We need to combine the bun with, something else to make something happen. But we'll keep that in mind. Additionally to the bush situation here, we obviously have a few different folks floating around. So this is Haiku, who's I guess the lead in the movie.
There was nothing else I wanted to ask him.
He's kind of a bit of an airhead, I guess, and he's supposed to be like a young, like kind of up and coming actor that everybody loves. This is the director, this guy Hawks, who they kind of make out to be sort of a hack, so that's kind of the situation there. Got this camera, like, I don't know, kind of crane set up here. So this is all one big kind of hotspot, it seemed, the camera. And then Flash is the name of the guy who's operating the camera. We have Sharon, who's the female lead here. And we have got Bert, who is the stuntman, who I guess technically right now is preparing to do a jump, I guess, off this plank into the stockade, I believe, is if I mean, again, it was late. So Bert is having his lunch at the moment. We've been able to feed him one of these maple syrup covered pancakes. However, he will not accept another one because he does not want any trouble with the syrup.
What have you got there?
Another pancake, Bert?
I'm not having another one of them.
Yeah. So it's interesting because we are able to give him multiple plain pancakes, but not these ones. Now, I also cannot pick up a new pancake because we still have this pancake here. So we're only allowed to have one pancake at a time. And once we've syruped up the pancake, we cannot give it to Bert, and we seemingly cannot give it to anybody else. So can we, like, wrap the bun?
That was no good.
I can't wrap the bun up.
I'd better think this through.
I was trying to think of, like,
No.
of what to do here. I also, by the way, I don't think we can talk to anybody. I think I've exhausted all the conversation between everyone.
Hi, gorgeous.
I couldn't think of anything else to talk to her about.
I think that's kind of where we're at. I'm going to double check that, but I think that's where we're sitting. Emote for your emote needs. Sorry, I just saw that. So we can ask him about the pancake thing, but we already just saw the answer. I think we just talked to Hawks, but I will ask again.
There was nothing else I wanted to...
Okay. Check with Flash.
There was nothing else I wanted to ask the cameraman.
Have I tried messing with the
You
camera?
wouldn't get me up there.
No.
It was a camera, mounted on a precarious dolly, or whatever they call them.
Dolly, interesting. I wonder if there is like a pushing situation that we maybe need to do. We'll just check with Haiku real quick as well.
Haiku!
Yeah, man.
There was nothing else I wanted to ask him.
Cool. All right. So what got me a little bit on the last one was the fact that the buns were there. I didn't notice the buns. I got to the pancakes, but the buns were a separate. I mean, like, look at how tiny and close these things are together. So that like tripped me up a little bit on the last evening of this situation. I don't know if I did anything with the plank.
I wasn't going to
or
upset Hawks anymore by tampering with his props.
not. Okay, I think it's just a plank here. plank in the moat,
It was
obviously.
a plank balanced precariously on a barrel.
Hot cross or otherwise, yeah. All the buns were accounted for.
That...
I feel like I need to do something with
Nope. That isn't...
the the bun. The bun,
I wasn't...
the call of being like, it's like
I
a
better
rock.
think this...
Like, we can't put the coal in the bush. Do you know what I mean? But, like, we can interact the bun with the bush here. Can I just eat it in the forest now? So this is kind of like why I'm wondering kind of what's the next steps here? What do we do? And these are, of course, like, you know, hypothetical questions. But that's where my head's at the moment. I think we're all caught up here. He'll eat as many plain pancakes as given. I figured so much. I think at one point I was like, maybe I just need to feed him enough times to where he'll do the trick, and then we'll move onwards. But it doesn't seem to be the case.
I was already carrying one of the stale buns.
Okay.
I didn't want another one of the pancakes in my pocket.
So yeah, we're kind of finished up with that. I don't think I can use, like, I can't give the pancake to Hawks or anything, I don't believe.
There was nothing else.
Because this game has been pretty good, and this is one thing I actually really appreciate about Broken Sword 2.
He was too busy with the film.
Is that if you can use an item with somebody, it seems like it will always pop up as a conversation piece as well. So, like, I feel pretty confident that I don't need to use an item on somebody as it stands currently. And since we've exhausted all the conversation, I feel like we need to interact with something in the field, as it were. So the only thing that happens the only thing I can do that I'm aware of is obviously putting the bun in the bush. Now,
It was a stale bun which could easily have passed for a rock.
the problem that we have is that when we throw the bun in there, all that happens is that buzzing. But nothing else kind of comes through for it. Now, there's always a small chance that maybe I need to do it a number of
Those hornets
times
were not pleased.
and something will emerge. But I think I've thrown enough of them in there at this point that I can probably rule this one out. But I don't know, because that's the only obvious interaction. I keep gravitating towards the bush, and because the honey thing, sorry, I keep saying honey, but this is maple syrup. That makes me like think that, you know, with the conversation that we had earlier about the bugs, and yeah, you know, like the sugar attracting the bugs and everybody being kind of upset about stuff. You know,
Nope.
the natural sort of thing is like, oh, we just need to get somebody all gooped up with the
What have you got there?
I didn't think he'd be interested in that.
yeah, okay. I think he said that he like almost broke a tooth or something when we tried to give it to him before. But yeah,
That...
it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one here. More buns than bees in there for sure. I think at this point, I don't know how many I threw in there last time, but I mean, just, you know, at some point there's gonna be a ton of them.
Those hornets were not pleased.
So I just feel like there's one more step, right? There's another step. Thankfully, we have unlimited buns to deal with here. Now, I have an idea. Maybe we can we use this with the camera? Maybe this is on wheels, which is kind of why it's like a little bit interesting. Maybe this will cause some interesting things. Could you go over what you've tried with the items you've acquired in this scene? Sure. So here's the items list. I know about the buns, fair. Yeah, the buns have been used with the bush. The maple syrup's been used with the pancake. The rest of these things I think are as is. However,
Wrong.
I feel like I've used
No.
the bun fairly
No.
extensively with everything
That
else in
would.
here. I'm gonna double check that
No.
now just to
I,
be sure. Again, I'm very gravitated. I am
that
gravitating
wouldn't.
towards using the maple syrup
No.
on literally everything, but
No. That.
hasn't really panned out for me
I'd better think.
as you can see.
Nope.
Um, as for the rest of the area here, the only thing I think I've been able to manage to do is to give the initial pancake to Bert. I don't think I've done anything else
Hi.
yet.
Hi, gorgeous.
So just a nothing from Sharon.
Hi.
Hi, gorgeous.
Well, that's friendly at least.
Hi.
Hi, gorgeous.
But yeah, I mean, obviously this area is quite interesting still. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tough spot. I'm going to be very interested in knowing what the, well, I'm obviously very interested in what the solution might be for this because, I know last time I was like, I must have to get in here somehow. But when we talk about this with this,
I
like,
couldn't see any way of lowering the drawbridge, or any reason for wanting to.
or any reason to want to do that. So I feel like, yeah, that's a no-go. The other thing that's kind of interesting out here is this plank.
It was a plank balanced precariously on a barrel.
Like, I mean, uh, my adventure game senses are tingling. You
More
know?
Davy Crockett. I didn't think Hawks would want me roaming about in the stockade.
So yeah, I think this might be like the sewer puzzle of Broken Sword 1 and Broken Sword 2 for me. Like something that's probably very, very easy and obvious, but one that it's just doing enough to get me turned around enough to I don't know, to sort of like just get me in a weird way.
Nope.
Nope. But I mean, like, can we put this in the moat? Can we just dump it out? Put it out in the moat. Can't get rid of this in the moat. I thought about that being like maybe we need to do something different. Or you know, with the pancake. I mean, can we
I wasn't
combine
convinced.
a pancake
That
with anything
wouldn't
else?
work.
I guess I haven't tried
That.
that.
No. Nope.
Nope.
That was.
Yeah, okay.
That wouldn't.
And it's not like a goes one way situation. What's that in the other screen? Over here? I'll bring you over. So this is the other side. So we got the stockade. We do have a drawbridge. And then we've got the forest. We have an exit, which George will not use. That's where we came from. So he's like, I'm not going back. Now we do have this arrow, this little behind the thing, but I think this will just bring us back around once again. It's just sort of a back shortcut, I guess, if you will. Somewhat unfair and unexpected. Okay. At least it wasn't just me. That makes me feel a bit better. Yeah, the infamous sewer puzzle. Yeah, that one really got me. Really got me. The thing is, I felt very comfortable about not figuring that one out because I felt like that screen was leading me in a completely different direction, and it was actually something that was a little bit more subtle than I think they intended, or at least for me. I don't know. Sometimes the brain's not primed for the answer. But yeah, this is the only screen that we have here, which is good for puzzling situations because this leaves this to be fairly limited, I guess, in what we can interact with.
It looked even worse than the ones I'd just been through. I'd need a damn good reason before I go into those woods.
So I don't think that I'm missing a hotspot. I feel like I've scoured this room. Even it's a pretty big room, to be fair. But I feel like I've gotten everything that I can possibly get out of there.
There was a hornet's nest somewhere in that bush.
The hornet's nest has to be a thing. Well, this is a great question, Spade. Are we trying to get into the woods? I actually can't answer that question. So our goal here is to get the other one of these stones here.
It was the coyote stone. It was the coyote stone.
However, I don't know, like, what the purpose of this section is. It's interesting and cool. But so this is why initially I was like drawn to the stockade, because I was like, this is the middle of the area. Like, we're looking for an X marks the spot type of a thing. Must be in the middle here somewhere. But the thing is, George will not go in either of the forests.
A damn good reason before I go into those woods.
Or there you go, a damn good reason to go in, according to George.
I wasn't going near that bush.
So I don't know if like something needs to happen and then he has a reason to then move into whatever next phase we need to continue to. But this is my other problem with this puzzle here, is that and this is a broken sword thing generally. I think this is what makes this game particularly hard, is sometimes you're dropped into a location and you are just forced to be an adventure gamer and like trust the process, but like there's not necessarily always a motivation that's super clear, and this game really makes it tough sometimes to do that. 3 and 4 are the weakest. I've heard this, yeah. Although I heard everybody said like stick through it to 5, and 5 is quite good. It's like a more return to form or something. And obviously there's a new one coming out, which is pretty cool. I'll probably give them all a go, I think, at some point. Old college try. Throw bun at the cameraman. Yeah, I've actually tried to give the bun to this guy before, I think. Have I?
He was too busy with the film.
Too busy with the film. I think I've offered that to everybody, I think. Like Hawks.
I didn't think he'd be interested in that.
Yeah. Scion of Chaos, yes. Yes, indeed, Goat Brush. This is the goat puzzle of Broken Sword 2. Oh, jeez. Okay.
I wasn't going to upset Hawks anymore by tampering with his props.
Okay.
It was a plank balanced precariously on a barrel.
Like, okay. Okay. Balancing precariously on a barrel. This is like maybe setting up like a lever type situation, right? Can we throw the pancake into the stockade? Is that perhaps what needs to happen? You know, something like that. You put something at the end of the plank.
No way was I going to try and jump it. Those stakes looked real.
It would be a mistake to jump to the stakes. Then he highlights. I wish. That's gotten me a few times on here. I'm hoping that this isn't a colorblind thing. I don't think it is. I think this is probably just something that I'm struggling to sort of like I just need it like the last piece, I feel like.
Those hornets were not pleased. I wasn't going near. There was a hornet. I'd need a damn. It looked.
Can I do like do this? Stake your life on it. A lot of good emotes in here tonight. I like them. Do you remember this puzzle? Didn't hate 3 and 4. Okay. I wonder if it's something similar maybe to like Monkey Island 4 and 5. Like people have very like, particularly 4, but like a number of number of folks look at those two games as being sort of like downgrades in the Monkey Island series. Monkey Island 4, Monkey Island 5. I think they're great. I think all of them are really good, and it's like perfectly fine to have like when you have a series that's at such a high quality that there's a couple that are just good and not incredible. Like I think that's the way it goes, right? And we tried the panties with everybody. Yeah, we do need to get the panties going. I have used that on Sharon. I think that was a talking point with her, and
Hey,
I
Haiku.
think there was just some
Yeah,
funny
man.
dialogue.
You got something to show me?
Yeah, dude.
I'd like your opinion on something.
Yeah? What?
He was too interested in himself.
Oh, dang. I thought we were just about to crack the code there. I'm like, it is the panties.
I didn't think he'd be interested in that.
Let's run it back, though.
Hi.
Oh, you're
Hi,
right. You That's
gorgeous.
true, Rosebuster. We did. That is very true. All right, Bert. Can I do you for here?
What have you got there?
I didn't think he'd be interested in that.
Dang. Just
Another
this.
pancake, Bert?
I'm not having another one of them.
Is this like a... I'm gonna be upset. I don't think that this is the case. But this isn't like a timing thing, right? Where I need to like upset the bees and go talk to Bert. So the other thing to mention, and I don't know if this is important or not, I'm sure it is, but
Those hornets were
Bert
not
has
pleased.
had one of the syrupy pancakes, right? So he has a bit of syrup
Another pancake, Bert?
I'm not having another one of them.
on his person. Okay, no. Which again is why like Brain wants me to say Bush to Bert, the Bush to Bert combo seems to sort of click. But once again, like I think that maybe I'm trying to force a solution on something. But apparently that specific one does not work. That's okay though. Get ourselves another bun. Okay, there's nothing else in here. Bun. The thing. Okay. Bush.
Those hornets? I need a damn... I wasn't going near that.
It's got to be something around me throwing something into the bush, right? Like there's got to be like a... Maybe I do something. Maybe I'm doing this in a different order. I need to do something, then aggravate the hornets. Oh yeah, Nico and the guard. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, timing is a thing in this, isn't it? It's a tricky one. This is a little bit different, I guess, than that. Or perhaps it's a little bit more subtle. Because there's no one moving in this scene, right? Like, Nicole's got something going on with her hands, or Sharon, I said Nicole. Sharon has something going on with her hands here. But ultimately, yeah, there's not like a cycle situation. It's not like the first game where we need to like take the wire or whatever that thing is from the guy in the bar type of a deal. Like, there's no. I mean, maybe I could. What happens here? Let's keep an eye on
Another pancake, Bert?
people move.
I'm not having another one of them.
Not having another one of them.
Another pancake, Bert?
I'm not having another one of them.
Okay, so it's not. That doesn't seem to change. It's like maybe Bert will get real mad at me. It's the most inefficient film set I've ever seen, by the way.
Those hornets were not pleased. There was a hornet's nest somewhere in that bush.
This... Hmm. I was hoping that fresh brain would clear this thing up. What's making it a little bit difficult for me, is the fact that there still only appears to be 2 interactions that we can do. The bun with the bush, obviously, and then the pancake with Bert. That's it. The rest of these are all they do is open up dialogue trees, which we've exhausted. Let me ask this question. I'm going to ask a question to chat. And this is just to cover my bases. Am I missing a hotspot? Have I pixel hunted poorly here, or have I seen and discussed everything on the screen? So like forest, bush, moat, plank. We've seen everything that needs to be seen. That's the question. Not missing. Nope. Got all the hotspots. Okay, cool. Okay, good. Good start. Good start. So we've seen the room. We're across everything that we can interact with. That's good. Spotted all the hots. I misread that. That's very good. All the hots have been spotted. Okay. Now, clearly we are missing some interaction within this stitch here somewhere. The plank is obviously very interesting, but I feel like I've used everything on this particular plank and nothing has sorry, wow, big old yawns there. Nothing has necessarily worked out.
I wasn't convinced that was the right thing to do.
Random thought, I know this is flint.
It was the flint statue of Tezcatlipoca I'd found in Marseille.
I guess we don't really have any metal, but I was like, maybe we need to like burn the hornets out or something like that.
No, that's wrong.
But I feel like if I'm close already, that's too much of a stretch. Let's put another bun in the machine here and see if we can think of anything else.
Those hornets were not pleased.
Those hornets were not pleased. The thing is, the audio cue ends right away.
There was nothing else I wanted to ask the cameraman.
And that makes me think that the bush interaction that we're doing right now, the bun into the bush, needs to be the last. It needs to be the last thing that I do. Like, that's the second step of 2 steps, say. Because I feel like there's not, we're talking about timing puzzles, right? Like, I feel like that's not fast. And I'm certainly not seeing anything changing on the bush. If there is like a thing I'm supposed to notice, maybe there are bugs flying around. I don't see them. I feel like I'm looking at a magic eye or something. So we just need to maybe figure out what the first step could possibly be. Can imagine what must be going on inside the bush. Yeah, these are the hornets are upset. This we do know. Yeah, go for it, Spade. Go for it. So the bees, obviously we throw that in there, bees are upset. Or the hornets. I keep calling them bees, but... Have we tried feeding anyone else a pancake? We have. Yes. I don't know if we get anything out of anybody at this
Hi.
point.
Hi, gorgeous.
Yeah. So we have, and I think everybody, we'll double check it, but I think everybody other than Bert has basically been like, no way with the
I
syrup
didn't
on
think
it.
you'd be interested in that.
Everybody makes a comment about how the syrup draws the bugs in and causes issues, so they want nothing to do with syrup. And I think Haiku might be like, I'm on a diet.
Hey, Haiku.
Yeah, man.
There was nothing else I wanted to ask him.
So I think, so that's that, I guess.
No.
The combination of these two, because they're both basically rocks, right? Like, that's kind of interesting to me. Can't use these.
No.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
I'd better think this through.
It's good for me to go through things like that too, because like sometimes I forget obvious things and other, and sometimes that spurs another thought. We already have a pancake, we already have a bun, they don't want to pick up more. Beads.
I was already carrying one of the stale
Beads.
buns.
Beads.
I'd need a damn good reason before I go into...
All right, there's a good reason. Scary bees.
Those horn... I'd need a damn... You wouldn't get me a...
Hopefully I'm right in thinking that Bert has to be the X factor here because he's covered in syrup. The funnel thing. So this is it's like a reed we've kind of converted into like a blow dart thing.
The reed was a lot shorter since that creature had savaged it.
So yeah, it's basically like a tube at the moment. So we have used this to shoot a blow dart out of it previously.
I wasn't convinced.
Yeah, this is a very interesting inventory item to
Wrong.
have. She want the lipstick. I think we did this one as well. Again, I don't think I need to give it an
Hi.
inventory item
Hi,
to anybody
gorgeous.
other than maybe Bert. Other than our buddy Bert.
What have you got there?
I didn't think you'd be interested in that. Another pancake, Bert?
I'm not having another one of them.
My goodness.
The great director. Well, that's what his pose was supposed to say. He reminded me of Ed Wood. It was the famous movie star, Sharon somebody or other. She couldn't act and she had a voice that could crack glass. But it wasn't hard to see why Hawks wanted her in his movie. Maple syrup had dribbled down Bert's face and shirt.
See what I mean?
Maple syrup had dribbled down Bert's face and shirt.
Of course, maybe I'll use the panties to clean them
What
up.
have you got there?
I didn't think you'd be interested in that.
What have you got there?
I didn't think you'd be interested in that.
I guess. We've got a very messy boy. Very messy boy.
What have you got there?
I didn't think you'd be interested in that.
What have you got there?
I didn't think you'd be interested in that. Another pancake, Bert?
I'm not having another one of them.
Another pancake, Bert?
I'm not having another one of them.
What are we
I wasn't
gonna
going
do?
near that bush.
Not going near
There
the
was a
bush.
hornet's nest somewhere in that bush.
Somewhere.
There was a
Somewhere in that bush. Is there anything else we can throw into the bush? Yeah, another green cola. You're not wrong. We might need to. I'm just gonna make sure there's nothing else we can throw into the bush. It's just the bun. It's just the bun. I feel like I've tried everything with the bun.
Those hornets were not pleased.
Immediately head over to Bert. Immediately
Another
offer him the
pancake,
thing.
Bert?
I'm not having another one of them.
It's like maybe that would be what we needed to do. Maybe like aggravate the bees. Get Bert's attention. Have another bun here. Got a good bun.
I was already carrying one of the stale buns.
One of the stale buns.
I was already...
For some reason, I sought to get to the buns, and I just heard it in like an
Need a
Arnold
damn good reason
Schwarzenegger
before
voice,
I
like
go
get
into
through the
those woods."
buns. Get through the buns now. Yeah, brain doing brain things. Yes, that macaw one. Yes, perfect. Get through the buns now. Okay. We're gonna live over here for a sec. Let's clear our brain of the bush. Let's clear our brain of the bush.
I couldn't see any way. The drawbridge...
I'm gonna throw this in there. Like throw the...
The stockade was surrounded by a dry moat filled with sharp wooden stakes.
Sharp wooden stakes. What would be good to stick on a sharp wooden stake? Not a heck of a lot from our perspective.
It was a plank balanced precariously on a barrel.
Oh boy, this is a puzzle, all
No
right.
way. I wasn't going to upset Hawks anymore by tampering with his props.
Won't mess with the plank. Won't do anything with the moat. Won't do anything with the stockade.
No way was...
Won't do anything with the drawbridge.
I couldn't see any way of lowering the drawbridge, or any reason for wanting to. The drawbridge was up.
I mean, what in tarnation are we doing here? Can we poke it? Poke it?
I could think of about 30,000 reasons for not going back in there, and all of them had wings. It was the forest I'd just come through. Not such a good idea. The path led up to Camel's Hump Hill.
Camel's Hump Hill. That is where we came from. I'm sure you're right, Rosebuster. I think this is one of the ones where I'm going to be like, I'm either going to say like, oh wow, really? Or I'm going to say, really? You know what I mean? I think that's going to be, it's one of those two things. There's no like, I can't imagine that it's going to be like, oh, that was clever. Maybe it will. Maybe I can't give up hope, but Just toss another button in here. I feel like this is just satisfying to do something.
Those hornets were not pleased. There was nothing else. There was nothing else I wanted to ask him.
I know this must be super obvious because there's only so much that I can do, but I also think that is what the problem is a little bit, is that there's not like, there's no sort of like obvious way to, like, I don't know, like maybe I've like, I'm too deep in the hole now to sort of like barely try and figure this
I wasn't
out.
going near that bush. There was a hornet's nest somewhere in that bush.
Hornet's nest.
I wasn't going
Somewhere in
near
the bush. Everything with everything. Probably soon here. There we go. That bush emote is really good. I like it. Everything with everything. Yeah. I'll take a minor hint. I'm okay with a minor nudge if anybody has one. I'm okay with that at this point.
Nope.
Do you think the hornets stay aggravated for a long time after throwing a bun? It doesn't seem like it. It doesn't. I mean, it seems like it happens quite quickly, right? Let's see.
Those hornets were not pleased. There was a... I wasn't going near that.
Do we need to like rapid fire drop him in here? Just get him real mad.
Those hornets were not pleased.
There's no inkling that this changes, though, does it?
Get that camera rolling. This could be good.
Oh my! Was that it?
Cut and printed. That was brilliant, folks. Okay, the next scene is down on the beach. This is where Hawkins finds the treasure in the Cave of the Crabs.
Would those be giant killer crabs by any chance?
Giant mutant killer crabs with attitude.
With attitude.
There
Wow.
it was. The rock I'd seen from the camel's hump. Now that I was close up, I could make out a small cave near the top of the pillar.
That's hysterical. That okay? So yeah,
Hey, you! Trouble!
Oh, me?
yeah, let's let the cutscene go there, and I'll give you my thoughts.
I want you to stay right where I can keep an eye on you.
I'm not one of your lackeys, Hawks. I go where I like.
Not here, you don't. The movie company has rented this island for the duration. You're trespassing. Do as you're told or you're gone.
Okay. Of course, it's not that easy, right? Yeah, that is I think that is a good comparison to the goat, I think. Um, no wonder everybody kept saying, "You're so close. You're so close." Because so the solution is just doing 2 buns back to back. I I don't like that puzzle. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think that's pretty. I mean, that's a mean one. That is a mean one. Oh, the amount of time I sat there being like, man, this drawbridge. What are we gonna do with this drawbridge or the plank? Oh, maybe we gotta do something with the plank. Oh, we gave the guy a pancake. That's gotta mean something. The pancake is the mean part. That's the red herring. You know, unless it comes into play now or something. But like, giving the guy the pancake and like the fact that he changes his voice line to be like, oh, he's covered in maple syrup. Oh, that's, you better write that down. Like kind of a thing like, oh, the pancake is why they chased him? Okay, well. Dang. Well then, okay, whatever. It's fine. I don't know. I ran into that a little bit too hard, I suppose. But like, but dang, I don't know. It's cool then. It's cool. I guess every broken sword gets one. You get one of those. You get one of those kind of puzzles. I was just curious because it was kind of like, if the thing was 2 buns, I guess you know what would have happened is they would have come out and he would have been like, and then they, I guess, do they not come out? I guess if he's not covered in syrup. I don't know. Interesting. All right. Let's get back into it.
The little tent was like a canvas outhouse.
Okay. 10 is a canvas outhouse. We got a little bit of a scroll this way and definitely a scroll that way. We knew that was going to be the case.
It was Carlton Hawks, the megalomaniac director.
Look at this, like, what is happening here with this this fit and the stance here? Everybody's stance in this game is amazing. It's just so good. It's very good. So we have a cave here.
The cave mouth was huge.
This
It
is a-
looked like an obvious place to hide treasure, and that was probably why it wasn't the one Ketch had chosen.
Yeah, it has to be the one up in the nook here, and I guess they're shooting in this cave, right? All right, we'll see if we can go in a moment. Circle a while and then go back inside. Okay. So I think, I mean, yeah, I don't know. That puzzle was rough. It was a rough puzzle. And I think it was tough because I figured that part out first. I knew that I was like, I have to, like, this guy is covered in syrup. We definitely need the hornets to attack him. And the only option I have is to put a bun into the bush. It never occurred to me that I would need to do 2 back-to-back like that until we just did it. And there's not like, there's no indication of like, oh, if only they were a little bit more angry. You know what I mean? Anything like that. It's sort of like a, you know, I feel like you do that in frustration, what I what I just did there. It's very interesting. This game's great though. I really like it.
Why don't you use that cave up on the rock pillar at the end of the beach?
We don't have a stuntman anymore.
Hey, I'll do the stunt.
I appreciate the offer, but if you fall, you'll sue us.
You betcha.
No, I won't.
Everybody hear that?
I heard it.
Good enough, we're covered. Got any experience?
Death-defying leaps, desperate fistfights, getting caught in explosions, you name it.
Okay, people, move out. We're shooting the scene at the end of the beach.
No, we're not. The camera's still bogged down.
Shoot, I forgot about that. No go, Stobart. We'll have to use this cave after all.
Bogged down.
You don't look happy.
Why should I be happy? Look at that cave. It's supposed to be where the treasure is.
So?
Look at it. It's crap. Does that look like the sort of place anybody would hide treasure? I should have had props build me a proper damn cave. A cinematic cave.
What do you mean, a cinematic cave?
One with drama. Danger. One that looks like the mouth of a big stone skull would be cool, but I'd settle for drama and danger.
Okay.
Mr. Hawks doesn't like that cave. He says it isn't cinematic enough.
Well, that's just too tough. The camera's bogged down in the sand. If he wants the shot done today, it'll have to be that cave.
Okay, it's stuck in the sand.
There's a pretty good cave over on the other side of the bay.
The one up in that finger of rock? We'd need a stuntman.
You got a stuntman.
We ain't got no stuntman. Bird injured his back doing that dumb wall jump.
Okay, apparently. He did hear me say I will do the stunt, but then immediately forgot. Very good.
Flash?
Yep.
We can't film at the Needle Rock because the camera's bogged down, right?
You got it, champ.
So why can't we use the portable camera instead?
You know, that's a pretty smart idea.
Did no one think about that? What?
I didn't know the first thing about using the camera.
What is going on?
There was nothing else I wanted to ask the cameraman.
Okay. Bogged down. Was sitting on it. You're never gonna
That
get it to me.
camera wasn't going anywhere. The truck carrying the camera had sunk into the wet sand. It was a portable movie camera.
Can we pick it up? Was he making fun of me?
I didn't know the first thing about using the camera.
Did I just get Georged?
Hi, Bert.
Don't you eye me. Fine friend you turned out to be.
What's the problem?
Huh.
What's it like to work with Carlton Hawk?
Flipping misery, mate.
Look, Bert, what's wrong?
You got a bloody nerve. If I didn't know better, I'd have thought you gave me that pancake just so them hornets would go for me.
Oh, Bert, you've wounded me. How can you think that?
Well, by looking at the evidence.
And how was I supposed to know that 2 buns would set the hornets off? To be fair, I didn't know that.
I don't know why you still want to be a stuntman anyway.
This is all I know, isn't it? If I don't do this, what do I do?
Well, how about being a stunt coordinator?
Being a what?
You stand around in a big jacket and a baseball cap, telling the stunt people what to do.
I can do that.
Hey, you've done the job for years and you're not dead. That's gotta be good for morale.
Well, I don't know.
You get your own megaphone.
I'll do it.
George Stobart, international adventurer and roaming careers advisor. What films have you worked on in the past?
Remember Death Stalker of the 10th grade? The psychotic biker what crashed into the school bus? That was me. Or what about They Prayed to Satan? I was the bloke in the hospital scene. You know, the one who caught fire, fell through the flipping skylight.
I don't think I caught those. Must be cool getting to travel the world like this.
Yeah, nice here, innit? My Beryl used to love the seaside. Day out at Clacton. Bloody smashing. A pint of jelly deals washed down with a bottle of brown. Quick feel on a
Jelly
big
deals.
wheel and a stroll around the town. Course, them days, you could live like a flipping king on 10 bob a night. Tombola, frothy coffee at the cap or the prom.
You know, I don't have the faintest idea what you're talking about.
Shouts out the jelly deals. I tried those, and not my cup of tea.
I've had a great idea. How about you dress up as Jim Hawkins and climb up to that cave over there?
What cave? That cave? You must think I'm balmy. I did me back in being chased by them hornets over that flaming stockade wall. No way am I going up there.
Well, that narrowed the field.
Anything else over here? Just Bert Haiku camera we already looked at. Making sure we're not missing any important hotspots. Pillar we knew about. Okay. Over to Haiku.
Hey, Haiku.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
There was nothing else I wanted to ask him.
Okay, good talk. That was interesting that Hawks randomly moved over to the walkway there. They kind of quickly did that for a sec. We're gonna yell that here, right?
Hey, get out of shot.
Aren't you not using that? Aren't you using this other cave? What is going? Who is directing this picture here? Because it doesn't make any sense to me. We got some more stuff over here. What do we have? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just a nice background. I said it before and I'll say it again. This is a very nice looking game. There's a very good change of scenery. I don't know, it just looks nicer.
Hey, Surfer Boy, stay out of there.
Oh, what is it this time?
That's the wardrobe tent. You've got no business to be going in there.
Looked like I wasn't gonna get to play dress up.
Aw, shucks. Yeah, let's try the cave, I guess. Assuming we can't go in here and
No
yelled
point
at
in
again.
going there. It wasn't the cave I'd seen from the Camel's Hump.
Okay. Okay, I guess we have exhausted the initial batch.
I've been talking to the cameraman. He's got a portable camera.
So?
So you can use the cave in that rock pillar at the end of the beach. That's a dramatic cave if ever I saw one.
We ain't got a stabilized harness for it. The camera'll wobble.
Did D.W. Griffiths have a stabilized harness when he made Birth of a Nation?
You're right, damn it. Hitchcock, Wells, none of them needed one. For crying out loud, Sam Raimi stabilized his camera on a plank. Props, get me a plank. We're gonna wing it. Hot dog. We're gonna do a cinema verite pirate movie.
Hot dog.
George, get to wardrobe. We're gonna make you a star.
On my way.
The shades have to stay on, though. That is the requirement. Cinematic music. Yes.
When you are, Mr. Hawks.
Ah, this is excellent.
It was the stone which Ketchum captured from the Spanish. The Eagle Stone.
Let's go.
I returned to Quaramonte and found that Georges had left a message with Conchita. He'd already left for the Indian village, so I hurried to catch up with him. When I arrived, I found a scene of desolation.
Alright, we're back at it. This isn't good.
These sunglasses are Georges. Georges, where are you?
Rosebuster.
Coco, I'm almost glad to see you. You little asshole. What happened here? Are you responsible for this? And where's Georges? Have you seen him? He was pointing to the remains of a burned-out hut.
Well, I can't say I expected this. Huh?
It was Titipoco. I still hadn't forgiven him for knocking me out with his poisoned dart.
Lion stone.
These are Georges' shades, right? Has he been here?
Jaws!
Where is he now?
Jaws.
What's that? It looks like the stone we bought from Paris, but it's different. Yes, it has a carving of an eagle. That clinches it. Georges must have found this stone in the Caribbean and managed to hide the stone when the village was attacked by Carzak's men. I hope to God that Georges was all right. Where's Georges? Georges has been here, right? He was pointing to the smoldering remains of a hut.
Okay. I think that's what we're gonna get out of this guy. Lantern.
It was a smashed lantern. Probably the cause of this destruction.
Man, this is crazy. I did not expect this to be like this. This is crazy. Yeah, he's all right. Yeah. Underpants.
One thing I was sure of, those underpants weren't George's.
I saw these as we walked in, and I was like, I need them. We have the
Maybe
panties,
George can make use of these.
and now we've got the undies. It's perfect. Okay. Key item, I'm sure. Can we ask him about the underwear? Yeah.
There was nothing I wanted to ask him.
Okay, fine. Suit
I
yourself.
didn't need the lantern since it was still daylight. Besides, it was broken.
I not see anything else. I guess we'll continue on towards this hut in question. Unless this is the hut? How do we get in here? What do we even have on us?
It was the small card on which the weighing machine had written its lies.
Okay, so we got like a card. This is chocolate. This is an obsidian knife. George's glasses. Hair clip. Bag.
There was nothing useful in the bag.
With nothing in it, I guess. This is
It
the...
was the jaguar stone which I'd found in London.
Right, yeah. And
They were lovely underpants, really.
there you go.
They were George's shades.
Okay. So I guess I don't... He's pointing over here. As if I'm supposed to interact with something. The only thing I know is over here is this lantern. Do we have to go to the right, I guess, perhaps?
There was nothing I wanted to ask him.
I don't know really what else to do here. Okay. We'll try to the right. Not really much going on here. Unless there's something I need to do with the lantern, I suppose. Nothing obvious coming to me. Maybe that's all we needed was just the undies. No. Okay. Well, this is a new one. Where do we go? Let's just be very careful. See if we can find anything of interest here. Barrel. Okay, missed the barrel last time.
I was sure Titipoco wasn't pointing at that barrel. The barrel was too heavy to move.
Too heavy to move? Okay, we got a second barrel, barrel number 2. Missed the barrels, apparently. This is a smaller
nothing
barrel.
in the
huh?
barrel. That barrel would have looked great on my patio, filled with shrubs.
She have a patio now.
There
That's
was
good.
nothing.
I guess we never really got to see it. Good for her. Alright, I'm just gonna scoot over to the left here and see if there is another barrel that I may be missing. No, okay. Wait, oh, that's right, Mayan stone. That's a thing.
It was too hot to pick up.
Too hot.
It was a very hot and blackened stone.
Okay. A hot and blackened stone that we can't pick up. Can you use the
The
underwear?
underpants weren't thick enough to protect my hands.
Okay. The panties earlier worked fine, just saying. Can we maybe stab a hole in the barrel or use it kind of as a lever? No. Okay. We use the bag or something? Bag seems thick. It's too heavy to move, huh?
I just didn't have the strength to tip that barrel.
But what about Titty Poco?
Hey, Shorty, make yourself useful and help me with this barrel. Thanks.
Oh, it's the stone. Thanks. Let's go.
I recognize that. It's the coyote stone. I had the coyote and jaguar stones. Titipoco had the eagle, according to the shaman. That's all we needed to deal with Tezcatlipoca. Pity he hadn't any ideas for dealing with Karzak. What is it? Where are you pointing? Ashes. The thought that they might be human chilled me to the bone. The ground was covered with ashes.
Okay. Nothing else came out, right?
There was nothing I wanted to ask him.
Oh, we can exit now. Okay.
There was nothing else I could do with the barrel.
I'm taking your word
Ashes.
for it. Nothing we can do with the barrel. There we go. Exit. Exit. There it is. Okay, new room. Come hither, Titipoco.
We arrived to find Georges being led up the stairs. We clearly didn't have much time.
Here we go. Yeah, this guy is great. I am turned around on him. That is great. All right, folks. It is about 2 a.m., so it's time for me to put a pin in it. It's a good transition point. I feel like we probably I have a feeling we're like very close to the end. Just based on like there's a giant pyramid. The beginning sort of suggests that there's a pyramid thing. So I have a feeling we're kind of towards the end of this. Got a rope around here. Yeah, we got all some interesting things happening. All right. Yeah, I think we'll call it at that for today. I'll be back again on Thursday to play more.